Setting up the car blueprints in Blender is easy, and in this video I will show you exactly on how you can do this. Chapter 1. The blueprints. If you want to follow with this tutorial as best as possible, you can go ahead and get the same blueprints that I'm going to use in this video with the link in my description. Otherwise you of course can go ahead and use any blueprint you want, as this method of course works with every single blueprint you can find. Chapter 2. The dimensions. So once you have decided on which car you want to model and you have downloaded the needed blueprints, you can type in the dimensions of the car into the dimensions of the cube. To do this, inside of the Blender scene, select the cube by clicking on it, and at the right side, at the object menu right here, and under the point transform, you will have scale X, scale Y and scale Z. And now you need to go ahead and change these three values right here to the dimensions of the car. If the dimensions of the car are written down on the blueprint, then just go ahead and use these dimensions. On the blueprint that I'm using, I don't have any dimensions, so I will open up the browser, type in the car that I want to model and type in dimensions behind it. And just as easy as that, you can find the dimensions of the car that you need. So the scale X value is the width of the car. So in this case it is 1.950. Type this in and press enter. The scale Y value is the length of the car. And in this case it's 5.009, so type this in and press enter. And the scale Z value is the height of the car. So in this case 1.424, so type this in and press enter. And just like this, the cube now has the size of the car. So we can move on to the next step, chapter 3, the side view. Press numpad 3 to go into the side view, and if you do not have a numpad, at this thing at the top right here, you can also go ahead and press on X. Press Shift and A to open up the add menu, head down to image and click on background. In this folder, search for the blueprint that you have downloaded and double click onto the blueprint. Just like this, the blueprint is inserted, but you cannot see it because of the cube, so press Z to open up the shading menu and click on wireframe to go into the wireframe mode. Just like this, you can again see the blueprint. Before we're going to scale up the blueprint, let's change some settings. So with the blueprint selected, head over to the right side and click on data, then change the depth and the side both to front, check the box opacity and type in 0.1 and press enter. And make sure that only the box orthographic is checked on these three labels right here. Then with the blueprint selected, press S to scale this up a little bit, G to move this back into the center, and S to scale this up even more, and go ahead and repeat the same step with S and G until the side of the blueprint matches up with the size of the cube. Alright, at this point right here you can see that the front matches up with the cube, the bottom matches up with the cube, and the back matches up with the cube, but the top does not match up with the cube. And this is because the dimensions are not quite correct, but this is not that much of an issue, and if you have three sides aligning, you can move on to the next step. Chapter 4. The front view. Now with the side view selected, press Shift and D to duplicate the blueprint, and then press right click to leave it at the same place. Now press numpad 1 to go into the front view, and again for all of you that do not have a numpad, click on -Y. Then with the duplicated blueprint selected, press R and Z to rotate this blueprint only on the Z axis, and at the top right here you can see that when you move your mouse the rotation value changes, and in this case we need the rotation value to be at -90, so just type in minus and then 90 and press enter, and like this we have rotated this blueprint by -90 degrees on the Z axis, and now we have the front blueprint at the right and the cube in the middle, so press G and then X to move the blueprint only on the X axis and move the blueprint into the middle of the cube. Again, make sure that the left, the right and the bottom is aligning to the cube, and do not worry about the top, as the top was also not matching up at the side view. It is important to note that after finishing off the side view, you do not want to scale up or scale down the blueprint, as of the other blueprints like the front, back and top view is already at the correct size after you have scaled up the side view, so in this step you only want to work with the move tool by G. Chapter 5. The back view. So after aligning the front view, press Shift and D to again duplicate the front view and press right click to leave it at the same place. Press Ctrl numpad 1 to go into the back view, and for all of you that do not have a numpad, click on the Y symbol, then press R and Z to again rotate the blueprint on the Z axis, and as we now are on the back view, let's type in 180 to rotate the blueprint by 180 degrees on the Z axis, and now we need to align the back view to the cube, so with G move the back view into the center of the cube, zoom in a little bit by scrolling on your mouse wheel, and align the blueprint so that the blueprint matches up at the bottom, at the left and at the right side. Now let's move on to the last view, chapter 6, the top view. For this, head over to the side view by pressing numpad 3. In the outline at the top, select empty as this is the side view, and with shift and D once again duplicate the side view and press right click to leave it at the same place. Press numpad 7 to go into the top view, and for all of you that do not have a numpad, click on the Z. Then press R and Y to rotate the blueprint on the Y axis and type in -90 and press enter so that we have the blueprint from this perspective right here. Then we need to align the top view onto the cube, so press G and X to again move the top view into the cube and make sure that the top view is aligning from the left and from the right and from the front and from the back. And this is looking really good. Of course, I'm doing this a little bit fast right here, and if you want to set up the blueprints really good, take a little bit more time in each step. In the next step you can go ahead and rename of the empty images. Then select the cube and press X to delete it, rename the collection to blueprints. And let's move on to chapter 7, unselectable. Open up the filter menu at the top right and click on the symbol right here. Then in the outliner next to the blueprints collection you can again click on the symbol that you have just activated in the filters menu, and just like this you're not able to select any of the blueprints that you have created. This prevents you from selecting the blueprint in the modeling process and accidentally moving it, and like this making the blueprint setup unusable. Alright my kings and queens, we're already done with the blueprint setup. If you're now interested in how to create a complete low poly car in Blender, you can go ahead and check out my full step-by-step beginner course with the link in my description. I wish you all the best for the future and have fun modeling the car to which you have set up the blueprints.